Hi everyone, my name is Nick, and today I have another houseplant unboxing for you guys, this time once again from Steve's Leaves, which is, I've said it before and I'll say it again, my personal all-time favorite place to order plants from online. Their selection is incredible, their quality is impeccable, and their customer service is amazing. And I've ordered from them so many times, but I think there's 5 plants in this box today that I ordered, so I think that constitutes a nice unboxing video. So we're gonna go ahead and get inside here. And spoiler alert, there is quite a few aroids in here. So if you're into aroids, I think you're gonna enjoy what's in this box. I've never had a bad experience with Steve's Leaves, so I'm always looking forward to getting new plants from them. I think I mentioned that I ordered 5 plants. So we have a decent size unboxing today. We have some little notes here. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get inside just to the good stuff. And actually, I'll just flip this box up so you guys can see how the plants are laid in here nicely, and they're wrapped up very well with packing paper. So this one, I think this is a good one right here. So let's go for maybe a less, still exciting, but maybe less exciting than the one I think is hiding right here. So let's go ahead and get inside this piece of paper right here. And we have this beautiful, oh my goodness, this is such a nice size. So this is a pothos, a Cebu Blue pothos, or the Epipremnum pinnatum Cebu Blue. So this is just that blue pothos, and I actually have a couple of these in my home, but every time there's an opportunity to get another Cebu Blue pothos, I always take that opportunity because these plants are really incredible. I've actually gotten another one of these from Steve's Leaves, I think 2 years ago at this point, and that thing has just really taken over my home. And I guess maybe perhaps I could have taken some cuttings off of that plant instead of buying a new one, but when you have the opportunity to buy a nice full pot of Cebu Blue pothos, you really just take that opportunity. So you can see they have the plant wrapped up in plastic here to kind of keep the soil in there, and there is a paper towel as well. So I really do enjoy the way they wrap up their plants, and also the way they have them wrapped up in the packing paper. I rarely get any leaf damage on my plants, which is very nice. Keeping in mind that you bring your plants home, they're gonna grow and look bigger and more beautiful than the way they do when you bring them, when they enter your home, which is the goal. Of course, sometimes you do bring home plants and they do meet their demise, but the goal is always to give them their best life. So here is, I have to clean up this mess on the floor later, but here is our beautiful unwrapped Cebu Blue pothos. I'm just gonna hold it up a little closer for you guys so you can see these beautiful leaves and how they have that really nice blue color to them. Although they do, or still a plant, it still is kind of green in a way, but compared to the other pothos, this is a really excellent deviation from your standard golden pothos. So I'm always obsessed with a lovely Cebu Blue pothos. And before we actually get too deep in this unboxing video, I do want to say, because I've done a couple unboxing videos from Steve's Leaves in the past, and I feel like people have often complained in the comments saying that their stuff is always out of stock. And let me just explain something real quick. So they list their entire stock selection online, whether it's in stock or out of stock. And because they have so many plants available, they're usually more often going to be out of stock. So what you have to do is go onto the plant that you want that's out of stock and sign up for the, I think it's like the wish list or the notify me when it's available. There's a button for it and you can sign up, and that's how you can get your plants. And when you can go on there and you get a notification that there's something that you really want, you can go and check out what other things they have, because chances are they might have restocked some other things at the same time. So just my tip from me to you on how to successfully shop on this website. But I'm personally thrilled that they list their entire selection, even if most of it's out of stock, because you can see what they have to offer, which I think is more important than just seeing what they have available. I would rather see what they have to offer. So just something that I would like to get out there before we get too deep in this. So this one, I feel like from the, I can tell it's a littler pot. I think it's one of the more interesting ones that I ordered. So let's go ahead and see which one it is. Oh my goodness, this is so beautiful. So this is some precious cargo right here. So this is a Philodendron Burle Marx Fantasy. Let me just hold it up for you guys, and ooh, this is beautiful. This is a really good reason to order from this website. These leaves are just so stunning. I actually wasn't expecting them to be so big. I was expecting them to be like half of the size. So Wow, that's really incredible. And you can see the way that they've really like painstakingly put this plant in the box to make sure that there was going to be absolutely no damage to this plant. So you can really see how beautiful this philodendron is, and it's got some new growth coming in which has that lovely red hue. So wow. Alrighty, here we go, all unwrapped. Just looks so beautiful. This is definitely a plant that you would have to sign up for the notify me when it's in stock list and probably have to act fast. Also, another thing I should point out too is if you do really in the moment like order your plants really fast and you just want to get out of the way, and then you have to, maybe you see an hour later that there's another plant that you really want and you want to order that, let them know and they'll combine your shipping for you. So just make sure that you let them know that, because then you can just get one box instead of two, and I'm sure it's easier on them as well. So just something to point out. But I could just look at this plant forever, even though I'm looking at it from the backside so that you guys can get the better view of it. But oh my goodness, we're gonna need to pick out a nice pot for this plant, let me tell you. Okay, I really like it. I'm gonna keep these bamboo sticks. I'm gonna use them. I'm gonna get some really good use out of these. Okay, so another plant, 3 out of 5. Yay, okay, so this is a Monstera siltepecana, and once again, I grow this in my home already, and I really wanted to take this opportunity to get another one, because Steve's Leaves is really the only place I'm aware of that sells Monstera siltepecana in such, like, abundance for a really good price. So just keep that in mind. There's so many people who like sell just like a cutting of Monstera siltepecana for just outrageous prices, but Steve's Leaves has some other plants on deck and they are just ready to ship them out to you. So this is one plant in particular. This and the Cebu Blue pothos. That's so hard to say. I say that 5 times fast. But these 2 plants in particular, I really did want to showcase them today, because I think these are 2 plants that I know are quite popular in the United States right now, but Steve's Leaves usually has them to offer. They have them in abundance, and they're a really good price. So 2 plants in particular that I think are really a Steve's Leaves novelty at this point, which is quite amazing. You can probably tell from the way I'm like struggling to unwrap these that they do a really good job wrapping these up. So yes, kudos to them. Ooh, okay, so here is our unwrapped, beautiful Monstera siltepecana. It's such a different Monstera than the ones we're used to, such as the Monstera deliciosa and the Monstera adansonii, in the fact that it doesn't have those splits in the leaves, but one of the other ones I actually grow in my home has climbed up the wall to a point that it has actually formed some little windows in the leaves, which I think is really interesting. So I've been kind of deciding what I want to do with this. I have a really beautiful hanging pot, which is what I was thinking this would go in, but there is the off chance maybe I want to try staking this on a moss pole. I think it makes an excellent hanging basket plant, and it also makes an excellent climbing plant. So Monstera siltepecana, a great plant. Once again, I kind of said it was a Steve's Leaves novelty, so make sure that if you're looking for this plant, I would check Steve's Leaves before you check anywhere else. Tip from me to you. Okay. Oh my gosh, everything looks so incredible already. So, okay, so let's take a little break from the aroids. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. Okay. Let's unwrap this carefully, because this is another precious cargo. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm trying to get into begonias. This might be getting a little knee deep, but this is a begonia melanobullata, and it is really something else. And I am going to baby this begonia. I'm going to put it immediately under a glass cloche, and that's where it's going to live its life. But this thing is so cool. I feel like it looks like you like were doing like hot glue and like lifting it off of the leaves or something, or just like pulling them out. I hope you guys can get a really good view of this plant, because I know I'm shaking a little bit because I'm just so excited. But yeah, this is out there. So getting a little knee deep, but we're gonna really appreciate this begonia, and we're gonna totally baby it. So super excited about this absolute beauty right here. Beautiful plant. Steve's Leaves. is known for their begonias. So I know I was like the Cebu and the Monstera, Steve's Lee's novelties, but in trueness, Steve's Lee's has a lot of begonias available, and some of them they've actually hybridized themselves, which I think is very interesting because where else are you gonna find those begonias but in Steve's Leaves? So it's really cool. This is not one of those, I'm pretty sure, but I think that is just so cool. So if you are a begonia person, Steve's Leaves is for you. Just telling you right now. I feel like on any day you go on there, you're gonna find a lot of begonias in stock to begin with. Alrighty, the big reveal. Oh my gosh, this is just so stunning. I have a really big mess to clean up on the floor already, but this is gorgeous. And some of their more out there plants, they tend to sell in these smaller 2.5-inch pots, where they're more standard, let's say, plants are sold in their 4-inch pot. And on top of that, they do auctions. So they have a whole auction section now, which is kind of like their own, like Steve's Leaves eBay, if you will. So of course, it can get a little outrageous, but you just have to keep an eye out on things, and you can find some really cool stuff. And that's where they sell larger plants. So I have a hanging basket. Oh, that's so cute, the way they just kind of tied the hanging basket to the side of it. So this is a hanging basket plant, and this is a plant that I don't normally see sold in abundance either, although it is not necessarily that hard to find right now. It's just never sold in abundance. So let's pull this out first. And when you do the auctions, it's specific plants, so like you bid on that exact picture of the plant versus all the other ones here were just like, there was just a stock photo and you purchase it. So if you do the auction, you know exactly what you're getting, which is usually a lot. And this is on the auctions where you're gonna find plants like variegated Monstera and stuff that are really highly sought after. So, ooh, whoa. Okay. Get this stuff out of the way. I'm gonna remove this, pardon me. Okay, so we have this really beautiful Philodendron brandtianum. And kind of off topic, I just wanna say that these have been pretty readily available in the United States so far, but I'm not gonna be a conspiracy theorist, but those things just like, they do not do well. When I sell them at the shop where I work, and they just like don't do well. They're like not rooted well, but Steve's Leaves look much more established. This looks like so much better than the ones that we have access to in the store where I work. So I am just super excited about this. I'd really like it to trail over. I have a spot up on a shelf where I have a really beautiful green plant and a really beautiful purple plant. So I think this blue and silver plant is gonna look really beautiful up there, and I'm gonna put it in like a cream pot and it's gonna look fantastic. But perhaps I could consider giving it a moss pole as well as I did with my other one that I had gotten from work, which is one of those more sketchy ones that I'm talking about. But that's why I'm just like pretty excited about this Philodendron brandtianum, because this one does not look like one that's just going to kind of poop out on me and yellow and brown its leaves as it's acclimating to my home. This one looks much more promising. The leaves already feel so much more thicker and established. So this is just incredible. And let's pop the hanging basket on. I hope you guys can even see. I just set it on the table. Let's pop the hanging basket on to get a feel for what this plant would look like in a store setting, or if it was, you know, just hanging up in its hanging basket. The full effect, let's say. Okay, so we have this beautiful Philodendron brandtianum. Oh my gosh, all these plants are so incredible. I've never been upset with anything from Steve's Leaves. So this is just so incredible. Once again, this is one that was from the auction, Philodendron brandtianum. Everything else was just on their plain website. So we had the Philodendron brandtianum, Epipremnum, pinnatum, Cebu Blue, or the Cebu Blue pothos, Monstera, siltepecana, Philodendron, Burle Marx Fantasy. This might be our winner for today. This one is just like shockingly beautiful. Or maybe that's tied with this super funky out there Begonia melanobullata. So Super incredible. Super excited about all of these plants as always. So yeah, it just wouldn't be a summer without doing a Steve's Leaves unboxing. So I just wanted to share you guys what I got today. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll leave a link to Steve's Leaves in the description below. And of course a list of all of these plants in case you're curious and want to look into them yourself. So thank you guys so much for joining me. If you don't already, follow me on Instagram at Philly Foliage, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Have a great day!